How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Oh, there I am. Thank you, Paul.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're
Everyone. So let us just take this moment and pray. Let us just know that the Spirit of God is moving in and through each and every one of us, providing us with all that is needed for healing, well-being. We relax, let go, assured that God's presence is here within our beloved, and that all is well. And so we open our hearts and our minds to you, not looking at the world, but seeing the world as an illusion of untruth, seeing the world of guns and hatred and fear as not as our truth. We open our eyes and we know that you are everywhere present, God, providing us with everything that we need for heaven here on earth. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, and so it is. Amen. And so, let us say our mission and vision together. Through prayer, education, and service, we bring to action the one and only power of God. And let us together remember and recite our vision. Centered in love, we joyfully celebrate a world united in divine truth. Thank you so very much. And now is our time to say hello to one another. Is there anyone here for the very first time? Looks like I see pointing of heads and I see lights away. I see new people. Welcome, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. You could have been any place and you chose here. So know, as I always say, that we are a loving bunch, which means that we're huggers. If you're not, don't worry. We will respect boundaries. A handshake, a howdy-do, or a wave, so long as with a smile and with love, is great. We will return it back to you. So, everyone, please remember to turn off your cell phones. Unless you're on call, please place it on vibrate. And let us share love. Let us continue to move forward in love. And let's do that now. Let's welcome each other. Carol.
You are welcome here. 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 Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you go and wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 You are welcome here.
Good morning, Unity of Fort Myers. I'm Jan. I'm honored to be on the platform today to serve. And in a couple of weeks, Don and I will be heading back to Southern Ohio, and we're anxious to see our family. But it's hard to say goodbye to our Unity family here in Fort Myers. So I will just say till we meet again. We have just a few announcements. Saturday, May 6th, is our Agape help spruce up the buildings and grounds, and lunch is provided. Sunday, May 7th is volunteer team meeting after service in the chapel. Find out what's going on. If you're not on a team, think about joining a team. This is kind of exciting and fun. Monday, May 8th, a Monday Unity game evening. Games are provided, or bring your favorite friends and family, even if they're not in our Unity Church, bring your friends. And today is Friends and Family Day. So we would love for you all to join us in the chapel. We always have treats, and I made a cherry cobbler, so you got to help us eat it. And we have an announcement from Susie before we continue. Oh, no, that wants to be at the end, so we'll just wait. And so I'd like to invite Barb Woods up. She's our prayer chaplain this morning.
As we become very present in our bodies, we recognize God as our source of joy, of love, of health and wholeness, of plenty, of right relationship. And so we affirm all of those things for ourselves and also for all who are named here. And so it is. Amen.
Now for our affirmation. All is well, for it is on earth as it is in the kingdom of heaven. I want to remind you that Barb will be in our prayer room if you have a prayer need or a gratitude. It's to the right. Our oneness affirmation together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. Our daily word is our inspirational reading today, and the theme is simplicity. The affirmation is, I pause to appreciate life's simplest blessings. Today I give thanks for the simplest blessings, the small things that bring a smile to my lips and a warm feeling to my heart. A hug from a friend, a cuddle from a grandchild, or stroking the soft fur of a beloved pet fills my awareness with love. The sudden lift I get seeing a favorite person's handwriting in the mail, or the thrill of spotting a rainbow after a cleansing rain shower spark lasting happiness in my heart. These things and more remind me that true contentment is found in life's smallest moments, the everyday treasures that comprise daily life and draw me close to God. I focus on these blessings and grow in gratitude for my life's many gifts. And from Psalm 144:15, happy are the people to whom such blessings fall. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord.
Heaven is a place where many wanna be. In this time and space, we are already free. Love, 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 love.
Hello, there it is. There it is. Sorry, Bob. So, love, love, love. We are now talking about last week, in a nutshell, and I still, if you didn't see it, would like for you to see it. In a nutshell, last week's talk was about if God is love and we are created in the image and likeness of love, then we are also love innately. That is the truth of who we are. The truth, the spirit of who we are is the same as everything that God is. And so that begs the question for this week that when we are at our lowest, when we are at our happiest, at any given time, how do we approach each day as the love that each and every one of us are? Because it's easy to, I think it's pretty easy for the most part, to give love, especially when you like them. Yeah? I think you're laughing because you agree with that. When you like a person, it's easy to give the love. It isn't so easy when you dislike the person. Because that kind of love is optional. That kind of love has you making this or that choices. That kind of love has you judging. But the type of love that we were talking about last week and this week, and actually most of the time, is not the giving of love, it is the being of love, which I must say, I can't speak for all of you, can be one of the most difficult things because there is a difference, as I spoke about last week. You know, the giving of our heart, we want to do that. You always want to give of your heart. You want to leave your heart open to receiving. But being is the truth, the spiritual aspect of who we are. And how do we approach each day to do that? There is a story in the Bible that really, I think, shows us in so many ways, gives us the tools and gives us the answers to how we can, now we're not going to evolve. Well, hopefully we can just snap of the finger. But if you're like me, it takes releasing and letting go. It takes, once I create a void in my life of letting go of any of the angst or the negativity, choosing to fill it with greatness. And that, I think, is what life is. There is a death and there is a resurrection. I use those words because I want you to go back, and the story I'm going to be talking about is normally done on Good Friday, but we didn't do Good Friday, but it's still appropriate for right now. I'm taking you back to the crucifixion. No, to the cross. Why does Unity not use crucifixion? Because we really don't look at the act of him dying, him being Jesus, but we always want to look at the resurrection. So the cross is a crossing out of anything and everything that we need so that we can evolve to a higher level of the truth of who we are, which is our Christ itself, which is love. Oh, and that sounds great in theory, doesn't it? I think most of us, especially here in Unity, we stand up and go, yes, I want to take that on. And then when life smacks us up, whoo, I heard in the back there, and I think speaks volumes. That slap up in the face is kind of like what Jesus went through while he was on the cross. And it's our symbol right now because there were several words that as he was on the cross, crossing out his shadow self, aided him in moving from his humanness, from his fears and limitations, so that he could expand, could evolve, so he could resurrect to the truth of who and who we truly are. So, there are several phrases that Jesus says, and I'm not going to go through all of them. Know that, and I will give them to you, but I won't metaphysically, because I will say that we would be here for about 2 or 3 hours if I would go through all of them. And though I would love to talk that long, You might be walking out, which would hurt my feelings. So the words of Jesus on the cross, and words that we can take as tools for our evolution, and they don't come in any certain, by the way, they don't even come in any certain organization. They don't come succinctly. They're all over the Gospels, and they're taken here and there as ministers to make a decision how you want to use them. Yes, I have chosen the ones I've chosen because I want to specifically talk to them about them because of this purpose. To show how we can approach each day as the love I am. But here are the 7 phrases, and you might remember them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's from Luke 20:34. Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. Luke 23:43. One I used last week or the week before, or last talk or the talk before that I was on, that I won't say here. Women, behold thy son, and behold thy mother, which you will find in John 19. Next, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? You'll find that both in Mark and Matthew, as well as Psalms. It's kind of interesting that you'll find a lot of these in Psalms, i.e. the Old Testament, because the writers of the New Testament wanted to have some validity. And the validity that they have is going back and saying that Jesus said these things that were spoken in the Old Testament to verify that truly he is the Christ. He is the one who is supposed to save us. I thirst. John in Psalms. It is finished. John in Psalms. Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit, which you will find in Luke and Psalms. And so I would love to talk about the ones that we find in Luke. First of all, they're succinct. They're the ones that you'll find mostly, and they show in many ways the things that we can use, the thought patterns we need to shift so that we can evolve and embrace the truth of who we are, that we are love. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm going to throw this on you for a second. What is the first thing, and you probably won't get it, but what is the first thing from that statement that you hear? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Yeah, that would be the typical one. That is the one I want you to catch first. Pardon? For they know not. That's a good one, but no, that isn't what I want you to hear. It's so simple. It's so in your face. Father. What about Father? Father, he is always in communication with God. The first thing we find out is that he is in prayer. He is in communication with Mother, Father, God. Even while he's in the cross, even while the worst thing that we would think is happening to someone, he is in communication. Jesus is in communication with the Father. No matter what is happening in our lives, we want to, at least I do, I'm an introvert, so I close up, I close down. If you're an extrovert and in your humanness, you want to go and party, you want to go and play, you want to give. But the first thing we need to do is get that connection, know that we are connected with God. And then, yes, secondly, as we are talking to God, as we're in this one-to-one connection, knowing that there is no separation from us and God, you start talking. You start listening. Father, forgive them. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgiveness is the subject. What is the second thing that you notice? It is about the Father. Father is in communication. I know. We notice that Jesus isn't saying, I forgive you. Jesus saying, God, forgive them, which is kind of interesting. I know in traditional Christianity and Catholicism, that is taken to say, God, no, don't torture them. Don't beat them. Don't smite them. Don't punish them. Don't do any locusts. Don't do anything. That is what we're taught. But what we teach is that remember, this is Jesus. This is Jesus in his consciousness, shifting his consciousness, just as we have to shift our consciousness and shift it from a fear and lack into a love and a being love. And this is Jesus' tools in his final movement out of his humanness into a resurrection of the truth of who he is. He has a communication with God, and he says, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgiveness is the toughest thing for us humans to do, isn't it? It is the toughest. And it's probably the toughest because in actuality, it's a good notion that we say, I forgive you, I forgive myself. It's a good saying. But can we actually, ourselves and our humanness, forgive? We talk about it. We really go through the motions to do it. But I tell you that it is a fallacy to think that we ourselves can forgive. Why? Because what we actually need to do, exactly what Jesus did, is align with the power of knowing God is forgiveness. God, just as God is love, God is power, God is joy, God is peace, God is forgiveness. And once we align with the presence and the power of God's forgiveness, then we are in the flow of the activity of the cleansing, purging energy that is the power of forgiveness. And then we can do whatever we need to do. But this, most and foremost, so that we can be the love I am, this is about us. Because we cannot be anything that we don't think we are. Just as we can't give what we don't have, we can't be if we don't think that we are. So you can think of this as Jesus going through the motions, going, oh, yes, God, I am aligning myself now with you and your forgiving power so I can wash out the things that are being done to me. I can wash out the dark night of my soul right now. I can wash out the angry words and the spit that people are spitting at me when they were loving and kissing me before. I can remove that because I am in the flow of your forgiving power, God. And with that, I can achieve anything. Next. From Luke 23:43, verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. This is probably, I'll give you a hint, one of the most Buddhist statements in the Bible. Remember the event which caused this statement. There's a thief to his left, Jesus' left. There's a thief to Jesus' right. And they're talking to him. And one thief is talking about, if you're that great, if thou be the Christ, save thyself and us, mocking him. Now, they're all up on the cross. If you're so good and holy, if you are here to save us all, save us now. Jesus didn't respond. Jesus knew that this was a mocking not to be responded to. But the other thief came to him, which, by the way, I'm sorry, if thou be the Christ, save thyself and us. What does that remind you of? Go back into Jesus' start of his ministry. After John the Baptist, remember, John is love. No matter wherever John shows up in the Bible, it's an intellectual love because it's a man. John the Baptist baptized Jesus. A dove flew up. God said, son, I love you. You're the greatest. And as soon as that happened, he went out to the wilderness. Why? First temptations. In this, we see that his first temptation, which was the last one, which is the devil going within Jesus, talking about, he took him to Jerusalem and led him onto the pinnacle of a temple. He took him to the highest point. He's on a cross, high above everyone else. And said to him, the devil said to Jesus, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. For it is written, he will command his angels concerning you to guard you. Beginning of his ministry, and now at the end of the ministry, the similar words come up. If thou be Christ, save thyself and us. And to that, Jesus gives the correct response. But the second guy gives an earnest response. He goes, Lord, remember me when thou comest in the kingdom. A couple things about thieves. Thieves are what? They're dishonest. Cagey? Cagey. Come on, what are thieves? Selfish. People. Liars. Desperate. What is the act that they do? They take. They rob. They take things from you. So we have two thieves. One that Jesus does not respond to because it's a mocking. The other one he does respond to. But they are both thieves. One represents the past, the one who was mocking him. They think these are negative thoughts in your consciousness that hold you into your history. They aren't real. How many thoughts have you and I gone back to and allowed us to hold us back to our victories? How many thoughts of your past? Maybe it's your family didn't treat you right. Maybe you had some horrendous things happen to you. And we can say, God, I get it. That's awful. But staying in that history and allowing it to victimize you over and over and over and over and over again puts you in a hell. And the next thief is a thief for your future, because this thief is talking about something that hasn't even come about yet. Something that he's worried about in the future. And if you're worried about something in the future, what does that do? That robs you of the present. Thank you. It robs you of the present moment, hence one of the most Buddhist statements in the Bible. Because the words say, verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise. Don't worry about your past. Don't worry about your future. Be right here where everything is happening. Your yesterdays are history, they don't exist. Your tomorrows are hopes and dreams that don't exist. The only thing that exists is right here. And even though you are hanging on a cross, the way you get off that cross is not to look at the lack and the limitation, but to see the paradise. There's a theory that Jesus could not evolve without having to go through this crossing out statement, without having to go through this darkness to crush all his lack and limitation, for him to free himself. And sometimes to free ourselves, we go through hell. And it isn't pretty, but dang it, once we're on the other side and we've learned our lessons and we've evolved, all of a sudden that lesson isn't as painful, is it? It is only when we look back and we find ourselves still in the stew, except in different situations. We find ourselves with the same person that we said we wouldn't get into a relationship with in different skin. We find ourselves in the same job, different title, but the makeup and the structure is the same. In all these instances, the common denominator is our thoughts. No shame, no blame, truth, because that is why we need to think and see what our thoughts are so we stop falling under the same trap. And we need to look at the present moment, because verily right here, right now is paradise. And if you create paradise right here, right now, that sets you up for more paradise in the future. More paradise here, more paradise there, because you are aligned with the presence of God. You're aligned not only with the forgiveness of God, you're aligned with the love. And notice, not only are you aligned, the truth of you is in me, is that we are love. We are the essence of God. And to get out of this, we need to accept it, look at it, and know that as a connection with God, we are in paradise. Even in our lowest moment, look for the things that don't rob us anymore, and look to the things that nurture and nourish us so that we can love, so that we can evolve into this love. Next, I would, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. Commend. I give. I hand it over. I commit my spirit. Do you remember the words in Genesis, the first words, the first sentence? In the beginning, God. In the beginning, God. In the end, God. And everything in between, God. If we can continue to remember that we are always connected. Who is the one who severs or tries to sever the connection with God?
We do.
I do. Not we, I. Who tries to sever the connection with God?
I do.
Let's take responsibility for it. Who tries to block the presence of God?
I do.
Who tries to shut the door and put up walls? I do. Dear hearts, that is the humanness of us. The truth of us is meant to rise up and realize that not only is it is a foolish thought to think that we can block it, because God's connection with us can never be blocked. We can try, we can put up brick walls, we can put up stone walls, wood. God's connection is always with us. It's a fallacy to believe that we can actually do it. So let us just continue to know that our connection is there. We give our spirit because it's already there. It's a conscious decision. It's a conscious decision to say, just take me. Use me, God. Use me as a conduit of your love. Use me as a conduit of your peace. Use me as a conduit of your joy. Just use me. And that, dear hearts, just those 3 steps, will provide you with what you need to move forward, to evolve. Is it simple? Yes. Is it always easy? But it gets easier every time you try. So, to remember, forgive, align yourself with God. Forgiveness, align yourself with God's love. Verily I say unto thee, shall be in paradise, be in the present moment, be here now to look at the blessings. Something I forgot to say, look at the blessings. So it's a cloudy day right now here in Fort Myers. It stormed, it had thunder, but I'd be doggone if the grass is looking a little greener right now. What's going up? The ponds everywhere are filling up. Water, purifying, nurturing. There's beauty right here. If you just look at it, and it's a dark day. It's a dismal day. You can either choose to be out of paradise, or you can choose to be in paradise. And commend. Know that you are already aligned with God. So just give yourself the choice to just say, I am yours, you are mine. We are one God. And it isn't just a statement that we say as the first principle of unity, 5 principles, God is good. Not just the second principle, which is innately we are connected with God. No, not just intellectual words, but actually remembering, actualizing the truth of what it is. Dear hearts, and all the best thing you can do with this is remember to be in constant prayer with God. The first thing that you notice, Jesus is constantly in communication with Mother, Father, God. God is always available to us, no matter where we are at, wanting us to live in heaven, helping us to move out of the hellacious times that we have placed ourselves in, and guides us out of the swamp, guides us out of the fire, guides us out of the lack and limitation to the bounty of its good. So with that, let us breathe that in, and let us move on in prayer and meditation. Allow yourself at your own pace to breathe deeply in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, releasing any hesitation, releasing any fears, any lack, releasing any fears that you are truly the beloved child of God. And breathe in by embracing your truth, our truth. And breathe out anything that is against that truth. As you're breathing in, taking deep breaths in and freeing yourselves from these lacks and limitation, feel your shoulders relax. Allow yourself to put your full weight on the chair. It's there to support you. It holds you just as God holds you. Relax your whole body as you breathe in the presence and the love and the joy of God, realizing that you are love. Just release. Become buoyant in the love. Allow yourself to be free. As you breathe out of the mouth, visualize like gray matter, maybe sparkly things that are dusted over. Expel it. And as it goes out and up and around, notice that they're become more illumined again as they fall into the Mother Earth. Mother Earth takes care of it, cleans it through spirit, brings oxygen back to us. With God's presence, God's love, light is illumined and we breathe it back in. That sparkly, bright, pure light. Feel it all around you. As you're breathing it in, see it coming down through your crown chakra, from the crown of your head. See it moving throughout, inwardly and outwardly, throughout your body, freeing you from any fears, any dark matter. See yourself being illumined all the way from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. See the light from within start pouring out through the pores of your skin. And you're also now breathing out life as you breathe in life. Allow this presence to expand. Feel it expanding, and feel your neighbors behind you, in front of you. And now drop all walls and allow this light to merge the truth that we are all one, this beautiful, bright energy. See our collective energy shining and growing and spilling out beyond these walls and the ceilings and the windows and the doors. And see our light that is love, God's love, expanding through the city, through the state, gathering more light around the world so that this world is now illumined by the presence of God. And just be. Just continue to breathe in, and for a moment, just be in this love as love. Continue breathing in and out. Wonderful, life-giving breaths. In and out. Now allow the breath that you breathe in to bring you back into this present moment. Feel the breath energize every portion of your body from the crown of your head. Move your head from side to side. Allow the light moving your shoulders, your arms, your fingers, coming back into this present moment with each breath. Oh, feel the light of your lungs expanding with each breath. Allow yourself to feel your heart beat and bring you back into this present moment. Feel the deliciousness of your body as paradise. Down through your stomach, down through your creative center. Feel yourself on the seat of the chair still supporting you, or the bed or the couch, wherever you are on live stream. Move your legs, your limbs, just ever so slightly. Wiggle your toes on the ground, allowing the ground to ground you back into the present moment. 3 more deep breaths in. Now out. 2 more deep breaths. 1 in. And now out. Last deep breath in. Holding it. And release. Let go. And when you are ready, open your eyes. And look around you. Look at the beauty. Can we put the lights up so that we can even see more clearly the beauty of the paradise that we are right here, right now? For you in live stream, look around your room. If you're with someone, look at each other. Come on, don't be shy. Look at each other. You've been looking at me all morning. Look at how beautiful you all are. We all are. Thank you, sweet Spirit. I saw Penny's hands up, which denotes the next song that we're going into, Hands of Love. Oh, but before we go there, I saw your hands and I jumped. Let us say the Lord's Prayer together. If you want to stand, please do so. Together, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Leave us not in temptation. Deliver us from our error. For thine is the kingdom, thine is the power, thine is the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Now let us be the hands of love.
When I give to you, I give to me, I give to everyone. When I pray for you, I pray for me, I pray for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my hands become the hands of love. When I speak for you, I speak for me, I speak for everyone. When I sing for you, I sing for me, I sing for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my voice become the voice of love. When I feel for you, I feel for me, I feel for everyone. When I love for you, I love for me, I love for everyone. It's a cycle of love that begins as one. May my heart become the heart of love. It's a cycle of love that returns as one. May my voice become the voice of love. Yes, this cycle of love begins and returns as one. May our hands become the hands of love, the hands of love, the hands of love.
And it is time, please, ladies, come on up. Time for our offering. There are a multitude of ways in which to give to this ministry. I pray that you receive something that collectively, myself, Jan, the people who are serving here have been members and been a conduit of God that have touched you. And if that is the case, please, we ask that you share your tithes with us. Wherever you share your tithes, whether with us or someone else, share your tithes. And just know that God's love continues to bless you, and with your tithes, continue to bless us. So, together, let us say and bless our offerings. Together, we bless these gifts with divine purpose and power to do what is true and good in the world. And so it is. And my dearest Nancy, we had a bit of an emergency early morning. I want to thank Nancy as a part of our prayer ministry team nurses for being active and just really pulling everything together. Calm head, loving hands. So thank you very much. You were a beautiful illustration this morning of hands of love. Thank you. And with that, offering our affirmations, thank you. I have an announcement. I'd like to call Susie Halter up, please. So know that anytime you want to tithe, the baskets are at each exit in which you can put your love offering there. Thank you. Susie, come on up. So I believe that you remember. Oh,
And Stacy too.
and Stacy too. Okay, I was looking and I was like, so I think a majority of us were at the legendary ladies of the 70s and 80s. We have 2 of the 3 legends here.
On tour.
And
One is on tour.
one is on tour, so we see the caliber of entertainment that graces our stage right now. So I think, as you all know, that this was a win-win for them and the church. This was a fundraiser. And Susie pulled this all together. Well, all 3 of them pulled it all together. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so with that, Susie said she wanted to surprise us. I will give it to you now.
Alrighty. I will let you hold the edge of this.
Oh.
On behalf of the legendary ladies, we would love to present this check for $1,000 to Unity of Fort Myers.
Woohoo!
A labor of love for sure. We're going to do it again and again, and we are so grateful to have had the chance to debut our show with you guys. Thank you so much. We had a blast. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And I think most of you know that I was sick. I was, and the music was so good, I was not dancing in the street, but dancing in the aisles by the end of it. So when you guys promised to do it again and again?
Yes! Love to.
So next time they're here, even if they're not here, I'm not going to be selfish. They're going to tell us the next gig that they're going to have. Let's, as a church, go and support. You will not be sorry.
Thank you so much.
It healed me until the next morning, but I was healed at least for that night. So thank you so very much.
Thank you. That's for you.
Oh,
She's going to display that.
I will display it. So thank you.
Real one forthcoming.
Well,
Real one coming.
well, you know what? This is a beautiful symbol of it. I think, okay, the real one is legitimate, but I think this is even better because it comes with love and artistry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you both. Can I give you both hugs? Group hugs. Well, with sound effects as well. All right.
She knows
Thank you. Thank you both. And with that, talk about some goodness. And I'm taking over your job a little bit here, but since I'm here, why don't we bring the children up? Woohoo! Let's rock it.
You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God. You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light of God.
So, you gotta take care of Earth, but if you don't, that's not helping.
Gotta take care of her. Yeah. So today we talked about I approach each day as the love I am, and sorry there, and we talked about how God's love never fails, and we talked about how their love is limitless. But they shared all kinds of ways, and it was amazing. They talked about their love for Earth, and Morgan was sharing how her parents bought plants and gave plants to people. So she said they were sharing their love for Earth and everything, and I like that. And Jackson told me that he shows loving actions to other people because he said this morning he made 2 pictures, one for Morgan and one for Grandma, and one for your mom, so you made 3 pictures. Oh, yeah, you made the 3rd one in the room. So, yeah, he says that's how I show them how much I love them. And he says he also gives them hugs and kisses. He's very big on hugs and kisses. So, if you want a hug or a kiss or something, he'll do it. Share the ways you like to feel love. Show others how to love. And they were telling me how they could show others. And Remy was sharing things that she does at school to share the way that, show others how she feels and her actions. And she was telling me how you help the younger kids. You want to explain, or you want?
So when I was in 5th grade, I joined this little club my school had called Safety Patrol. What they would do is the 5th graders in our school were allowed, if they wanted, to help the little kids in other classes. So these classes would go from 4th grade all the way down to kindergarten. So when I was that age, I am now in 6th grade, I joined that club. And I helped this teacher named Miss Wooten, and she was dealing with health problems, and I noticed something I could do. What I did is I found this picture, not like a picture, but it was a pink paper, and I wrote my name in the middle, drew a heart, and when I went to her class that day, I had all of them sign it, all of her little kids. And on my way over, I gave it to her, and that was just the happiest I've ever seen her.
Her name is Remy. And they share stories all the time in there, and it's amazing how much they share. And Jackson, he tells me he likes to sing songs about love. What?
I like to swim my car. I like to swing my arm like a cowboy.
He's adorable. And this is the one that they love everyone under all conditions, and that means like the good or the bad. And I like that one. Like Jackson was telling me how he was upset with Grandma about something about Mom accidentally broke the dinosaur, and he said something, and he said, I loved her, but I felt mad at the moment. But I know she knows that I loved her too. Right, Jackson? About your dinosaur? Did you tell Mommy you still loved her?
Yeah. Yes.
And then right here, they also made these are showing their loving actions. And so what they did was they made this on their own. I let the paper out, and Morgan is showing her love for unity right here. And over here, Remy has this cute little card thing that she made with hearts. And Remy, you want to explain more about that?
So I found this little heart craft in the box where she has her crafts. And what I did is I had Morgan, Jackson, Oakley, even had Miss Joy sign it. And I also wrote Unity on here.
And of course, Oakley wanted to join in, so she kept saying, I want to say I love you. And then she says, I clean up by myself. I don't know how true that is. And then we all wrote, she shows love by her smile. Look at, there it goes. And then she says, kisses and hugs too. So there she goes.
The children of unity and the children all around the world. You are loved, special, and important, we behold and bless the Christ you are. And before we sing our peace song, I want to thank Crystal for such a beautiful message. And reminding us that we are love. We are the hands of love. Thank you, Crystal. Let us stand for the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Strong in faith, steadfast in love, we are ready to receive our good.